Good morning, dear children. Today in English grammar, we will study chapter number 3, articles. Articles are divided into two parts. One is indefinite articles and another one is definite articles. In indefinite articles comes a and an, and in definite articles comes the. Now, we will study about all these articles one by one. But first of all, let us see a brief detail about a and an. A and an are indefinite articles. They are used for any singular countable nouns. So for any noun which is singular and it can be counted, for them we will use either a or an. So these are indefinite articles, and why they are called indefinite articles? Because they do not indicate towards any particular thing. That means that they do not point out towards any particular thing. If we say a boy or an orange, it can be any boy or any orange. So they are not specific about any specific or particular thing. That is why they are known as indefinite articles. Now article A. A is used before a word beginning with a consonant or having consonant sound. So where we will use A? We will use A before a noun or a word which starts with a consonant or having a consonant sound. While using articles A and an, it is important to note that the spelling does not matter, but the pronunciation of the word matters. So, we will use a or an according to the sound. So, when we pronounce any word, the first sound of the word matters. So, according to the first sound of the word, we will use a or an. In case of a, consonant sound we will have to consider. Consonant, vowels and consonant, all of you have studied in the previous classes. That is classes 1st, 2nd and 3rd and 4th. So I'm just giving a brief explanation that among all the alphabet, A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels and the remaining alphabet are the consonant. So we will use A with the words having a consonant sound. Let us see an example like a cap, a man, a spoon, a boy. So here see all these words cap, man, spoon and boy, they start with the consonant sound like cap. It starts with the sound k. This sound k is consonant sound. So we will use A. Similarly, in man, m. The first sound in man is m, so we will use a. In spoon, the first sound is s, so we will use a spoon. In the same way with boy, b is the first sound in boy, so we will use a with boy. Now comes the article an. An is used before beginning with a vowel or beginning with a vowel sound. So we will have to remember this thing that whenever we are using an, if the spelling starts with A, E, I, O, U or with the sound of A, E, I, O, U, then we will use an. So we will have to remember, we will have to keep it in our mind that we should not concentrate on the spelling but the pronunciation of the first sound of the word, and then accordingly we will use a or an. Now let us see some examples. An engine, an apple, an ink pot, etc. Now see, in engine, E, the spelling begins with E and the first sound is also of E. So we will use an. In second case, that is apple, the first sound of apple is A. So we will use an because A is the sound of vowels. Then in ink pot, the first sound is E. And then we will use an. Now there is a point to remember which I have already told you, but let us see again. While using a or an, it is the sound of the first letter of the word that matters, not the spelling. I have explained it to you. For some examples, the exception examples we will see here. A union. So here this union, U-N-I-O-N, this word starts with U, but the sound does not come off a vowel. It is coming like a Y, which is a consonant. So we will use A with union. Similarly, a university. Again, in university, U is there, which is a vowel, but the sound is of a consonant, that is Y. So we will use A. In the same way, a $1 store. This $1 store is a name of a place, a shopping center. So for one, O-N-E, the first letter is O, but the sound is W. So we will use A with a $1 store. Now comes the article the. The is used when we talk of a particular person or thing, or already mentioned a person or a thing. So where we are going to use the, when we are talking about somebody or something which is specific. Not anything, anybody. If I say the boy, that means there is a particular indication about that boy. Or we can use it with a person or a thing which we have already mentioned, like if we are using, if talking about a book, so if I have already mentioned in my sentences or in my dialogue about the book, so instead of again using a book, a book, a book, by and by, we will use the book. And this the book means what? That we have already talked about that book. While referring to a whole class. So the article is also used while we are referring, we are talking about one complete class. Now class does not mean the students who are studying in a class. This class means of a particular community or group. Like for example, if I say the rich, so the rich means all the rich. Next, where we use article is before the names of rivers, seas, oceans, mountain ranges, deserts, holy books, historical buildings, newspaper, directions, heavenly bodies, name of races, superlative degrees, ordinal number adjectives, before the adjectives when the noun is understood like that. So there are many things before which we use the article the. So if we are talking about the name, if we are taking a name of some river, so we will use like if we are saying Kaveri river, so we will use the Kaveri. In name of oceans and seas, for that also we will use the, like in the same way with holy books, historical buildings, newspaper, directions. These all things you have to keep in your mind while using the articles. Now remember, the is not used before. There are some things before which we do not use the. The names of towns and cities. So all the proper nouns, with all the proper nouns, we do not use the. So if any name of any town or a city, for example, Jaipur is there. So before Jaipur, we will not put the because it is a proper noun. The names of countries. Now with the name of countries we do not use, like we don't say the India, the China, the Australia. No, we simply say India, China, Australia. But there are some countries, there are exceptions. Exceptions are those which do not follow the rules. So there are some exceptions. In the name of some of the countries we use the. So these are exceptions. They are separated from the rule. That is the USA. With USA we will use the UK, the Netherlands, like that. There are some countries with which we use the, but most of the countries with them we do not use the. We do not use the with the name before the names of persons. So persons I told you because they are proper noun. With proper noun we do not use the. We will not say the Rahul. No, we will simply say Rahul. The names of mountain peaks. Now in the earlier slide I have told you we use the before the name of mountain ranges. That means the complete range, the complete chain of mountain. If we are talking about that, then we will use the. But if we are talking about a particular mountain peak like Mount Everest, it is not complete one mountain range, but it is only just a peak of a mountain. So we will not use the with mountain peaks. The names of streets and roads, again with the name of streets and roads, because again they become the proper noun, we will not use that. For example, if I say the JLN road, so we will not use the with it. The JLN road, it is not correct. We will use simply the JLN road. With the names of days and weeks also the is not used. We don't say the Monday, the Sunday, the January, the February, like that. We also don't use the before months of year. I have told you. The names of materials. So some materials are there, with that we do not use the, like with silver, gold, cement, rubber, with them we do not use the. And the names of subjects, the subjects we used to study like English, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, maths, with them also we do not use the. So that is all for the articles in our class. Hope you have understood. Thank you very much. Have a good day.